Welcome, valiant adventurers, to another exhilarating episode of Eorzean Chronicles, where we delve into the heart of the Praetorium. While the immortal flames are sweeping the castrum, you and your trusted allies must fight your way into the Praetorium to find and destroy Garlean's ultimate weapon. Before we get into all that, why don't we start with a trivia question? In what Final Fantasy did Ultima first appear as a boss? Leave your answers down in the comments below. And while you're pondering that, let's go ahead and discuss the strategy for facing the Mark II Magitech Colossus. It has 4 attacks, and they can all be easily mitigated or avoided. The first is the Cerulean Vent. Healers, you're going to need to heal through this one, and number 2, the Grand Sword. This attack targets one player in a cone AoE, so everyone else will need to avoid its range. Number 3 is the Prototype Laser Alpha, which will make 4 AoE markers appear from the center and move to the outside. Laser Beta will require everyone to spread out. Little bit of communication, little bit of strategy, and you should be just fine. The second battle is up against the Garlean Legantus Nero Tolskevea. The arena is surrounded by an electrical field, so you should stay out of that. Nero has a couple of attacks, many of which are telegraphed, and at this point, you should be able to handle those with no issue. The tricky ones are what we're going to focus on today. So go ahead and watch out for Activate, which summons a Deathclaw to slowly stalk a player and restrain them. So DPS, you're going to need to focus down that claw to prevent the restraint. Augmented Shatter and Wheel of Suffering are 2 attacks that combo. You're going to need to stack on the marked player, then scatter away from the boss. Paying attention, you should be okay at this point. The ultimate challenge awaits as you confront the indomitable Gaius van Balzar, Legantus of the 5th Imperial Legion. This legendary figure embodies the might and ambition of the Garlean Empire. He's going to fire off several flaming X's along the perimeter of the arena. As long as you're not in the same rows though as those X's, you're going to be just fine. Nearing the end of the fight, he's going to summon 4 phantoms that you're going to need to be taking them down before Gaius finishes charging his ultimate attack. If he fully charges that, it is automatically a 100% party wipe. So go ahead and focus down those phantoms. So, here's the answer to the trivia question. It was actually a trick question, because originally Ultima was only a boss in Final Fantasy VI. However, when Final Fantasy II was remade for the Dawn of Souls remake, they made Ultima a boss there. So technically, it was Final Fantasy VI, but if you go and look it up, it's going to say Final Fantasy II, Dawn of Souls. So, if you guessed Final Fantasy VI, congratulations. If you like what you see, go ahead and leave a like and consider watching another video. That really does help us out. This actually wraps up the Realm Reborn original release dungeons, so we're going to take a little bit of a break as we rework and get ready for the next expansions and more dungeons that way. So thanks for sticking along for the first Realm Reborn 2.0 dungeons.